I thought it would be quite nice just to summarise where this project is at the moment concerning the remeasuring of Tryfan, and also where the project is on this YouTube channel. Now, you've seen the introduction to this project in the first couple of meetings we had with Snowdonia Society, represented by Alan Pugh, and also the filming that the BBC did up above Ogwyn, and the broadcast material that the BBC used on the radio as well as the television. And what would be quite nice now is just to document what then came afterwards, as far as what was broadcast on the day of announcement, going back to Monday the 15th of March, and what then followed, and where the various headings appeared, mainly on the internet, but of course in various other media outlets. Now, for that, because there are quite a few, I'll have to apologise because I'll be reading from notes. But if we consider the three organisations that are involved in this project with us, you have the Snowdonia Society, you have the BBC, and an organisation that up until now we haven't mentioned are the Ordnance Survey. And we have involvement via Paul Beauchamp, who is the Ordnance Survey Senior Communications and PR Officer. So if we look at the headings that those three organisations use to announce the resurveying of Tryfan, Snowdonia Society in their quarterly produced magazine and on their website use the heading "Does Tryfan Measure Up?" Now the BBC, via the interactive red button on the television, use the heading "Mountain Could Be a Short Measure", whilst on their website, the BBC News website, they use the heading "Tryfan May Soon Lose Its Elite Mountain Status". Whereas on the Ordnance Survey website, the heading appeared as "A New Survey for Snowdonia Mountain Could Rewrite the Map". Now, through those three headings, through those three organisations, and the press release that Alan Pugh sent out, various media outlets picked up the resurveying of Tryfan. Now, if we just document the various headings that they used in the daily newspapers, either within the newspaper or on their respective website, you have the Telegraph used the heading "Welsh Mountain Could Lose Top Ranking for Climbers". The Daily Post, "Experts to check if Tryfan is really over 3,000 foot". The Liverpool Echo, "Experts to check if Tryfan is really a 3,000 footer". North Wales Weekly News, they use the heading "Tryfan Mountain to be remeasured in June". Now, the Mirror, they use quite an unusual heading, "Snowdonia may be shorter than originally thought". So it seems that it's not just Tryfan that we're going to measure this upcoming summer, it's the whole of Snowdonia. Now if we go on to the hill walking magazines, you have TGO, The Great Outdoors. On their website they use the heading "How High is Tryfan?" and in the magazine "Tryfan Gets Measured Up". Now on the Trail and their sister magazine Country Walking website, they had the heading of "Tryfan to be demoted?" Now this then leads us on to the hill walking magazines based purely on the web. You have Gruff, and they use the heading "Tryfan Status at Risk as Hill Sleuths Plan Survey". Outdoor Magic, "Welsh Classic to be remeasured to see if it falls short of 3,000 foot mark". And then you have a website entitled "To Catch a Crow". Now this website I've only just recently come across, and it's a collection of mountain and environmental reviews, obituaries, new route information and outdoor news. And they use the heading "Tryfan in Relegation Battle". Quite a good heading, that one, I think. Now this then takes us on to various outlets and various websites that cover the news. Many of these source from those first three organisations that involved with us in this resurvey of Tryfan: the BBC, the Ordnance Survey and Snowdonia Society. So firstly you have GIS Development, they use the heading "Tryfan Mountain's Height to be remeasured". The Free Library, "Does Tryfan Measure Up? Experts to check elite mountain tops 3,000 foot". India Times, "Tryfan on Trial". World News, sourced from the BBC, "Tryfan may soon lose its elite mountain status", and the following two again sourced from the BBC, UK Wired and summitpost.org, using the same headings. Now the following two are sourced from the Ordnance Survey, Directions magazine as well as GeoConnection. Both use the heading "New Survey for Snowdonia Mountain Could Rewrite the Map". Now the following two I suspect are sourced from the Ordnance Survey, although when looking on the website I couldn't actually find any reference to the source itself. Now the first one, V1 magazine, new survey for Snowdonia Mountain could rewrite the map. And secondly, GIM International, Snowdonia Mountain resurvey could rewrite map. Now the next two are sourced from Outdoor Magic. Firstly from Outdoor Magic News, and the website was the Lowman Mountaineering Club using the heading Tryfan on Trial. And secondly from Outdoor Magic, the website Tree Hugger, a discovery company using the same heading Tryfan on Trial. And the last one, just in this particular segment, was a posting on Facebook by Growth using the heading Tryfan status at risk as Hill Sleuths Plan survey. Now what's actually interesting about the internet this day and age is that you come across, as well as various organisations and their websites, you come across individual personalised blogs, and of course with that you come across people's personal opinions. So if I go through the blogs that covered the news and the announcement of the resurvey of Tryfan, you have Dave Roberts' blog, Walk Areri blog, and his title is Pedant's Corner. Well, I don't think we fully sort of agree with the title of that, but again, that's the joy of blogs. It is various people's diverse opinions being expressed. You have Berwyn Evans, and that is news and blog. No actual title given to the coverage, but he did mention it. WalkingStuff.com, a walking blog, experts to remeasure Tryfan Peak. You have a blog entitled 255ers blog, which is ramblings of a 50-something. And the heading there, the Englishman who went up a mountain but came down a hill. Of course, that's a twist on the well-known film. And lastly, for the blogs, you have a blog entitled Life is Quirky. Now again, no actual title given to the coverage that they put on this blog, but they did cover it. Quite an unusual subtitle to their personal blog, which is Welcome to my quirky world, I find the quirky news so you don't have to. Now again, with the blogs you can come across favourable reviews as well as not so favourable. And to wrap this little segment up, I thought what may be quite nice is to quote something that appeared on the Trail website. And I'll quote, "Stupid busybody do-gooders with nothing better to do. Leave it alone, 5 exclamation marks. I bet they don't even like mountain walking. It's all about proving their toys are better than someone else's. Full stop. Pathetic. Full stop." Close quotes. Now again, this is part of the joy of a blog, that people can express and put in their own personal viewpoint. I think, in defence of myself, John and Graham, the reason why we're doing this survey, you can almost itemise it in 3 different parts. One is the 3 of us get immense enjoyment from hill walking. Secondly, there is a question there, and it's not just us asking it, it has been actually asked before by different people, whether Tryfan is actually 3,000 foot high. So the question has been asked, and it's quite nice to be able to answer that question. And thirdly, we are bringing science into this project, and that involves the equipment, how it works, and how we plan to use it. So by bringing those 3 elements into a project, I think that is quite good. Well, just for now, this is the end of this particular phase of the project, and what we're now going to go on to is the technical aspect, and that will involve the equipment, what it comprises, and how we plan to use it for the resurvey of Tryfan. So for now, this is the end of this opening phase of the project, and the next couple of clips we're going to go on to the next phase. So many thanks for listening and viewing.